Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I wanted to give you guys a Venus update because Venus is doing a lot this month. I am going to be doing June horoscopes and June updates in another video, but this one's just focused on Venus because this month, Venus is conjunct Jupiter, June 9th. That is one of the luckiest days in astrology. Venus will be moving into Leo June 13th, and it'll be there until July 9th. But in that time period, Venus will be sextiling Uranus. It will be trine Neptune, trine Saturn, and most notably, I think, opposing Pluto in Aquarius. And I think this is kind of bringing up like a lot of energy, especially on kind of the Venusian related things like money, love, attraction, the divine feminine energy. Venus is also the healer and the receiver in astrology. And so all of these topics, I think, are kind of going through it a little bit this month. So one intuitive message I'm feeling is that our inner wild woman, the inner bitch, the inner Lilith is loud right now. She is feisty. Women are feisty. And I think that's going to continue to get feistier while we're in this Venus opposed Pluto dynamic, because that is a power dynamic. All right. So that is a power dynamic on women specifically, femme people specifically. So I could see us kind of just getting more feisty. And I think that is also a response to politically the climate that we're seeing on women. And it's a response to our president. It's a response to women's rights and the womb healing space. And I think we're very protective of that right now, as we should be. And we're very feisty with that, as we should be. So don't be surprised if the women in your life are a little fiery, a little more feisty than usual. I think that they are feeling that energy on a collective level. And it's just a response to, the politics at this time. I also think that, we're wrapping up Jupiter in Cancer, and I think it's a very beautiful thing that Venus is meeting Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, right as, basically with Jupiter hand in hand, for a good chunk of, time. Venus will also be in the sign of Leo, and join Jupiter there. And I feel like Venus is almost clearing out the space, doing a lot of that healing work, healing our self-awareness, our, self-love, self-concept, to sort of prepare you for that Jupiter in Leo. Because once Jupiter in Leo, it's we want to put ourselves out there. We're going to want to present this self in a more, like I said, healed way. And Venus is kind of doing that groundwork. And I think it's important right now to honor that. And I think we're also honoring our intensity. We're honoring our potency, with that Venus opposing Pluto energy. This energy is also about Pluto energy is deep. Okay, we're not here to give energy and resources and time into something that feels empty, into something that doesn't mean anything to us. So that's another Venus opposing Pluto theme, is we're going to kind of clock it. If we're something about this is real, something about isn't real, something about this is fake, something about this is surface level, we can clock it, okay, with that energy. I also think that Venus is getting really strategic and solution oriented. So I think we are getting strategic and solution oriented when it comes to relationships, our money, our finances. I think we are downsizing. I think we're getting cognizant of what's negatively impacting us in this way, what is an unhealthy pattern, and we're fixing it. I think we're thinking more about the math. We're budgeting, we're being more strategic with our resources, we're reducing waste, we're reducing exposure to things that aren't healthy. And I think that is also trying to prepare you for that Jupiter in Leo, growth cycle, abundance cycle, expansion cycle. I also think there's a lot of movement, karmic shifts happening. Love and partnerships will be tested. But if they do the shadow work, if you can go deep with your partner and transform with your partner, that is also extremely supported right now. I think a lot of people have to work through like subconscious fear and energy and shadow work in their relationships. And that's why you and a partner or a friend or a one-on-one connection could be beefing right now, because you're mirroring to each other the shadow work that needs to be done. So I think if you could work together and help each other be, you could be each other's mirrors, then you can get through it. If you can't, and if it's too tough, if you realize that, this is crossing your boundaries, maybe you don't want to ride with somebody like this, and that needs to be discussed. That also needs to be like put out into the open, because it's already sensed. There's already pressure being built there. So that's kind of like a shadow side of the energy this month, is what is the real cost of love? What is the real cost of relationships? Especially for women. I think women are really waking up to like how much we pour into a person, into a relationship. Women are givers. We are givers. And I think you could be waking up to how much you really give it. Is that worth it? Is the exchange worth it? Jupiter in Cancer is also very connected to our body and our health habits and how we respect ourselves. How do we nurture ourselves? How do we care for ourselves, feed for ourselves, mother ourselves, father ourselves, right? And so I think that we are kind of changing up our personal habits, because we're also really cognizant of that as well. What personal habits are like not healthy? Where are we, maybe like addicted to something? Where are we, using something to self-soothe rather than knowing how to properly self-soothe our own selves, So I think that is something that people are working through. They're getting out of these weird like addictions, or these weird like tactics for self-soothing that are just not working anymore. They're like hurting you, if anything. So we need to like wake up to that and change those personal habits and have some better body ethics. I think that's a big thing, is body ethics. What are we, putting into our bodies? How are we treating our bodies? I also think a lot of us are craving experience, a new experience. So Venus sextile Uranus, I think we're craving new experiences in money, in relationships, in beauty, in like I said, self-concept. But how are we getting that? And are we even giving it to ourselves, or are we not giving it to ourselves? Because I do have this intuitive feeling that if you are not giving yourself a certain experience, that is really rough right now. That is really like frustrating, and there could be a lot of pressure built up, and you could be like lashing out at people, all because you're not giving yourself a certain experience. Like maybe you think what's pissing you off is the home. Maybe what you think is pissing you off is your partner or your job or whatever, but like what's deep down pissing you off is that you are too chicken to give yourself a certain experience. That's like a root of a frustration here this month. Super interesting. Dark romances I think are being shown and exposed with Venus opposing Pluto. Any kind of dark romances, toxic stuff, weird power dynamic stuff, that's getting exposed and unknotted this month, dismantled this month. I'm seeing a lot of people claim their power back to them. I'm seeing a lot of people cutting those energetic cords and calling their energy back to them. Banish those energy vampires, because I feel like there's evil eye, there's energy vampires. This is a funky, disgusting time period, low-key, for the energy vampires. Like, it's gross for them because there's a lot of light for other people. If you are in a position where you find yourself pretty lucky and in a good spot at the end of this Jupiter Cancer transit, at this point in time, June 2026, if you find yourself in a good spot, people can be very jealous of that right now. People can be extremely jealous of that right now, so make sure you are doing your own shadow work, so that way that doesn't like impact you internally, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually. But then also it doesn't hurt to do the little witchcraft work too. Have those protection barriers up, be cleansing your energy, reset yourself constantly. Don't let other people impact you. Like, have a good shield. With Jupiter in Cancer, that kind of energy can sometimes be very like absorbent of what's going on around it. Make sure you kind of like wring yourself out and wring out everybody else's energy, and then protect and seal your own energy Don't be letting people hook onto you, because that's another thing I'm seeing is people see your light, they see the blessings, and they want to like hook on because they don't have it for themselves. So yeah, lots. But overall, I know I kind of got into a little bit of some shadow work there and like witchy woo stuff, but overall the energies should feel good. The energy should feel forward moving as well. You know what you want, you know how to get it, you see the steps. It's now just about doing it. And if you're having trouble doing it, road opener spells are so good. Look it up on YouTube, look it up on TikTok. That's like a really common basic beginner spell that anybody can do. Anybody can do that. But those will kind of help you get the ball rolling, because June should be a month where you get the ball rolling and you have like luck and opportunity and blessing to get the ball rolling. If you have been playing your cards right, if you've got good karma this month, if you've been working really hard at something and earning your stripes, then yeah, like June is a really, really awesome month for that. Also, if you've been single and you've been like wanting to, you know, connect with people, I think this summer in general is like this beautiful month to be outside and be connecting with people. Especially I think for Aquarius, you know, we're gonna get into sign by sign horoscopes, but in Aquarius's horoscope, I remember specifically feeling a lot of like friendship energy for you. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I'll see you in your sign by sign horoscope, so check that out. You can watch for your sun, moon, or rising sign. It's based on your rising sign, so watch for that first and foremost, but it could also resonate for your sun and moon sign on a more like intuitive message kind of way. Also comment down below if you are enjoying the YouTube videos. You know, I'm playing the long game with YouTube. I know we're going to be posting and nothing's gonna really be coming from it, but I'm totally fine with that because I can sit here and talk about astrology all day. But I would love to know like what platforms are you guys coming from, and how is June treating you? How are you feeling the Venusian energy manifest in your life? Let's chat in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the June horoscope video. I plan to post that soon. I know I'm late. I've been busy this month. This has been a really, really busy month. I've been posting a free course. I've been making reports. So I've been kind of like working on some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I'll have the June horoscopes up next. So I'll also see you in that. Aries, you can feel more open to attention, pleasure, creativity, confidence. You are just ready for emotional warmth to enter your life. You're like, girl, it's summer. Like, let me be outside. Let me feel the sun on my skin. Some of you could be reconnecting with hobbies or discovering new skills and hobbies that you have. You might feel extra inspired. Maybe you're having more fun expressing yourself. Maybe you're changing up your style, your makeup, your clothes. This doesn't feel like a healing phase anymore for Aries. I feel like we've done the shadow work, like we've done the hard part. This is the moving forward phase. This is the like, I'm ready to live my life again and be out there and be happy. Like we're over the drama. There could be some unexpected conversations, okay? There could be flirty interactions, exciting news. June is an energy of movement. Like people are getting together, people are breaking up, people are getting new jobs, like people are bouncing around and moving. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised what kind of text messages you get. Also, don't be surprised what kind of opportunities you stumble into, especially opportunities relating to social media, writing, networking. If any of you are in jobs that involve like talking to people every single day, networking with people, negotiating deals, or maybe you have like clientele that you have to keep track with and you're constantly talking to, don't be surprised what kind of opportunities come through there. Small talk leads to big talk. I also see Aries having like this moment of clarity. You're kind of like, wait, I don't have to tolerate this. I don't have to be treated like this. I don't have to deal with this type of relationship. Maybe for some of you it's a professional one, a family one, friends, romance partners. But a light bulb turns on up here, okay? I feel like Aries is just tired of people who are unavailable, or situations that are too controlling or too inconsistent. Y'all, there might be some secrets coming up in the friend group, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Venus and Leo, okay, opposing Pluto and Aquarius. Remember the friendship rule: if it's 1v1, you gotta let them duke it out themselves. If it's 2v1, you can only join in if you're gonna even out the score. You can't make it in and make it 3v1, okay? That's just gonna isolate the one person. Okay, I'm getting too specific and spending too much time on Aries. We gotta move forward. Lots of blessing and opportunity for you. Don't forget to check the comments down below for your card pull. Taurus. Venus is activating the home, family, stability, security, your roots, your foundation. Inner world and inner child healing too. Mommy, daddy wounds. Venus is going to be wanting to clear all that out so you can finally be abundant and you can stop it from getting in your way. This could also be a time where maybe you're connecting with your loved ones, spending more time with them, connecting with your ancestry, visiting your home. And if in any way your family dynamics from early childhood have been impacting your nervous system, your sense of security, you getting that bag, this can be an energy of healing and release. And sometimes you gotta feel it to heal it. So get in touch with your emotions if you haven't already. Do the journaling, the shadow work, all that good stuff. June could also bring some surprising financial opportunities. It could also bring unexpected purchases too. Definitely would just save for a rainy day this month, save for anything important. This energy could also make you very inspired and motivated when it comes to business, content creation, side hustles, writing, personal branding. There could be like a random opportunity or conversation that catalyzes this. You could be starting things that become financially important and major milestones at the end of the year. 222, as I say this, we could also feel really intuitive right now. Maybe feeling a little psychically sensitive or feeling like the energy is activating for you. You could also feel extra sleepy. Maybe you've recently isolated yourself a little bit from your friends, family. Maybe you're just needing a little time alone. That's okay. We still have one more month of Jupiter in Cancer, and that is our last time to take this moment to ourselves and to rest and hear ourselves and know what we really want. To be quiet enough to know what's fully aligned with us, what feels right, what's calling to us, what our body needs. Some of you could be doing a lot of womb space healing and clearing, maybe preparing for a child. Taurus, I think you also have to overcome the fear that if you are seen, if you are known, then, people are going to come after you. I feel like that's also been a big blockage as to why you're not letting yourself really kill it out here, really thrive and prosper, especially when it comes to career. It might be emotionally uncomfortable to work through your reasons as to why and where that fear came from, but that's the roadblock you gotta move out of your way this month. Gemini, you're getting more witty, more creative, more confident, more fun. I feel like you could be connecting with all the right people and they are pulling through with opportunities for you. You could be posting more online, and if you think that would help you grow, that would help you enter the next chapter, do it. Why aren't you already doing it? You're a Gemini, you're made for this. But I think you have to overcome the overthinking, the fear of being misunderstood. All that is causing you to silence yourself. But if you could get over that, big things are coming for you, Gemini. You're in this era of building your confidence. You're getting ready to be more visible. There's also changes in your appearance, attraction, creativity, relationships, your personal direction. And that's okay. If you're maybe I don't want what I wanted 5 years ago, that's okay. I almost feel like Gemini's done shape shifting for others. And I think there's a lot of support from the people around you to do that. I think you could be scared of a truth, scared to say what you really want. Maybe you're biting your tongue a lot, but I also think that there's more support for you than you realize. I noticed too, a lot of Geminis kind of going through long distance stuff with their partner. Don't claim this if it doesn't resonate with you. But I think if you are yeah, that might be a big change and that might be scary, but I don't think it's the worst. Like I said, a lot of Geminis are experiencing this. And I think that because Uranus is in your sign, I almost feel like your partners are getting this pull to kind of give you some distance, give you some room, because you're getting ready for a major change, a major transformation. Uranus being in your sign, you are not going to be the same person when this transit is done. I know this is supposed to be a Venus update, but that message had to come through. I think you need to develop socially and creatively. That should be the focus this summer. And be honest with yourself and anybody who needs to know about the future that you really want. Cancer, this energy can bring in opportunities around money, confidence, beauty, creativity, business. You could be receiving a lot of support from others right now. Your energy is very magnetic and warm. And I think you're ready for it. You're ready for the attention, the compliments, the gifts, the financial opportunities, the blessings. I think you're ready to invest in yourself more deeply, and I think you are wise about what you will do with your blessings. This is a really good time to do some type of releasing ritual where you're letting go of any energy, any doubt that stops you from prospering. And the first phase of this energy is kind of doing an emotional cleanup. And that is you just making space for a much more larger cycle of abundance and expansion. You could be really busy with realizations, dreams, conversations, intuitive downloads, like manifesting or channeling an idea or a script or a story. Or some of you are like learning a new language. I don't know, but the mind is very active right now and it's channeling something. The energy feels very creative, especially when it comes to writing, spiritual work, music, healing, any behind the scenes projects. There's also like this sacred desire that returns to Cancer. This is an energy of desire. It's very fiery, it's very passionate, and this could help you manifest and bring in inspiration, recognition, emotional clarity, new opportunities, career visibility, purpose, and protect any future goals. Cancer, this is an insane energy for making money. There's a lot of money opportunity here for Cancer. I'm just going to put it point blank, period. And this is not success that comes from burnout or emotional abandonment, because by now, at the end of this Jupiter and Cancer transit, you should have healed that already. And if you haven't, well, you still have about a month. Jupiter will be in Cancer till the end of the month. Heal that up, because whatever you build from here on out, whatever opportunities you attract and what you do with them from here on out, it is all literally divinely protected. I feel like you are the only person that can get in your way right now. So take that time to see what's going on with you beneath the surface. This could also be a time where your relationships, your intimate partnerships could feel a little bit of like a power struggle, kind of a little bit of a dynamic clash. Maybe you guys have to work through control, resentment, distance, manipulation, effort if it's been uneven, fear, dependency. But I think if you can do that, you have this beautiful opportunity to transform with a partner. It could be an emotionally intense spiritual thing that you guys do together. Or you can continue on with your relationships and it's built on avoidance and imbalance. And this doesn't have to be like romantic partners. These are people that you just are intimate with. And things that could make people intimate is money, finances. That is a really intimate topic. So roommates, right? Friends, family members that we like live with. That's where this energy can kind of come out. Overall, Cancer, you have some really good energy. You do. So I would make sure you're protecting your energy, you're protecting your blessing. Make sure to check the comments down below for the oracle card that you guys got. Leo, our star of the show. Venus in Cancer was like you preparing yourself for the Venus in Leo. Like you did all the healing work, the shadow work or whatever, so that way you can kind of pop out and be a new person. That's what that energy was about. Like we should have been in hiding, quietly working on ourselves, and now is time. Now is the time that we are ready to pop out and put ourselves out there. If you feel like you haven't had that chance to rest, do that for the remainder of Venus in Cancer. Venus will be in Cancer until the end of the month. This is essentially Leo's last month to like really rest and get themselves internally right, so that way you can get your spark back, your shine back, like do the shadow work, see what is the blockage. After that, it's like opportunities are passing us by. We got to be out there and showing ourselves so that way those opportunities can be, attracted to us. There could be some career shifts, and it could be from a positive opportunity that comes through your network circle. This is like collaborators, partners, bosses. Somebody sees that you're doing well and might want to offer you a new opportunity. This could also be social media and community spaces that are recognizing you. This transit should be socially expansive for Leo. This transit brings in expanders, like those types of people that come in and open new doors for you. So trust your whimsy, trust your urges, trust when you feel like you should get up and go outside, or get up to go to the bar, or get up to go to dinner. You never know who you're going to meet. There's also an element of adventure. Some of you could be traveling, or maybe you're just more out and about exploring your towns locally. Or maybe the adventure could be more in the mind, like you're exploring something new, you're learning something new, or you're experimenting with a new, relationship or new foods, like new life experiences. I think this transit softens the fear around that. Like if you've been scared to go out of your comfort zone or try something new. This could also be a time where maybe you're getting into little tiffs within your partnerships. Don't panic over it yet. I feel like this energy could kind of bring up just like little resentments or little hidden feelings in partnerships. And sometimes we don't want to hear it and we don't want to have that conversation, but we have to let it out and we have to talk it through. And hopefully through that you can have a more emotionally deeper and honest connection. And I feel like you guys might go through major transformations in your relationship. Either some of you are changing with a partner, like you guys are talking things through and maybe getting through a threshold together. Or there could be literal change in those one-on-one connections. Your friend moves, your friend's getting married, It doesn't have to just be romantic one-on-one connections. It could also be business or professional or platonic. So just be on the lookout for those bigger changes and bigger news that might come from people around you. Because with Venus being in your sign, but Pluto being in your opposite sign, it means another person is a catalyst for a change or transformation. Or it means that other person that you are in a connection with, they are changing, they are transforming. There's something different about them, and you're kind of maybe having to relearn the love language, relearn the dynamic. Don't let that sound like a scary thing. This is also how partnerships evolve. Thanks for watching, Leo. Make sure you check the comments down below for your card pull. Virgo, lots of just quiet, heart healing, quiet moments with yourself this month. Lots of reflection, closure, kind of just building a stronger connection with your inner self, inner world. I also think there's a lot you've been processing. Maybe life has been really busy and like moving quickly. I think you're just kind of in a little bit of a clearing phase, which isn't a bad place to be. I almost feel like Virgo is getting ready. Like you're getting ready for sudden attention, opportunities, recognitions, conversations. Like you feel that there's an opportunity coming your way. And maybe your body's just like, okay, hold on, let me just rest a little so I have energy for that. I feel a lot of professional and career support for Virgo this month. I feel like you guys are taking really big career shifts. Like some of you are changing careers, some of you are starting businesses, some of you are maybe taking a chance on yourself and your hobbies and your skills, your passions. But you have an energy that is creatively powerful and refreshing, and something about the summer feels very public for you. You are going to be known for something, or you're getting ready to be known for something, and I think that's scary because you're still like trying to figure that out for yourself. But I think you do. I think you know what you want to be. I think you know who you are. You just have to like stop wavering in it and stand 10 toes down in it. There's a confidence returning to Virgo. There's a trust here. There's faith. I also feel like there's a lot of clarity coming around finances. Some of you are moving assets, some of you are paying off debts, some of you are investing, some of you are sharing resources. But I think this is healthy, and there's something that like gives you more freedom through these experiences. Virgo, I also think you need to stop stressing. I think stressing is happening because there is a lot of change and movement and you want to control it, but you have to kind of roll with life's punches right now. But I also think you're reevaluating what is sustainable for you long term. And sometimes we have to sacrifice a little bit of one thing so that way we can have a more sustainable life. That is you implementing a healthier system, healthier boundaries and priorities. The way my camera light just went out right now. I'm going to take that as the universe confirming. And Virgo, guess what? If someone ever puts your light out, you just turn that shit right back on. Oh, don't ever put blue light on a brown woman, okay? We like the warm lighting. Warm lighting. Anyway. Check the comments down below for the card pull that your zodiac sign got. Libra, you are a social butterfly. I feel like you're kind of playing around with community, maybe trying to sign up for classes or workshops or free meetups. And I think it's important to make those connections. I also think you guys are building a future. Like you are very clear on the direction that you want to go in, the steps it takes to get there. And I want you to do it. Be 100% in on it. I think there's a lot of support and protection for you. Some of you could be like growing your families or growing like a creative project. There's this energy of like birthing. Maybe you're birthing even like a new identity. I love it though. Fertile energy for Libra. And some of you might be finding yourselves wanting to change direction a little, wanting to change up your career or educational direction. And if it's not that, you might be shifting your belief system or shifting your perspective. This is like the type of energy where you were once super religious and now you're witch, you know? The energy is very mentally expansive. It's very reshaping. The energy of relationships for Libra feels very sweet, and I think it's about time because if you guys have been following my horoscopes, then we know Libra was going through it with the relationships, and there was a lot of like busyness and stress there in the beginning of the year. That is settled now, and I think there's a lot of like compassion and sweetness and vulnerability and romance and openness in relationships. And if you are single, then a good time to go out there and meet someone, because then maybe that relationship would carry this energy. Single or not, I think there's a lot of clarity in what you want and need moving forward in relationships. There's a lot of creative breakthrough here. I feel like you can finally express yourself the way that you want to express yourself. If there's anything you've been needing to get off your chest, this is a good time to do that. And even though things can be emotionally intense sometimes, the experience helps you deepen your connection. It helps you learn more about love and how to be a lover. I also think there is this healing when it comes to pleasure. Maybe you're learning to call pleasure into your life in a healthier way. Maybe you're allowing more pleasure in, like maybe there's been a blockage there. This could be a time where that pressure point sort of like pops. Check the oracle card you got in the comment section below. Scorpio. This energy can bring you a lot of blessing and visibility when it comes to your career, opportunities connected to your image, future direction. You could be making some really important shifts and changes here. People are praising your work. Maybe you're attracting new clients, gaining attention online. You might be more confident professionally. And I think you're getting out of a period of a lot of emotional pressure in career. And there's a larger growth cycle coming in here in your career. It's not done. It's just getting started. Some of you could also be like graduating or teaching, mentoring. Maybe you've like gotten the certification, the wisdom to like step up into that next phase and become a guide. Or maybe some of you have the courage to finally take that class or that program or go back to school. There could be sudden changes in your shared finances. There might be some important truths and conversations that you need to have with your partner. Maybe you yourself are having to work through any fears or controls or this need to be hyper independent, and you're learning to lean on your partner and feel safe in relationships, feel safe being rooted down, feel safe in love. Also feeling safe to receive and hold power. I think that is like the main thing Scorpio is learning here, is you are learning to hold your power. Are you the type of person where, you get a big check and you spend it right away? Maybe that's because we don't know what to do when we have power, because money is power. Maybe that's because we don't know how to direct our power, save our power, hold our power. So I think that is the sudden realization and shift and internal transformation that could be happening for Scorpio. And behind that, I think you see the softness behind your walls. And I think you allow your everyday to soften up a little bit. I also think your daily routine is getting really structured. I think you're really driven and fiery right now. I also think you guys have been working through a lot of work karma. This could be a month where that settles. And this could be a time where you're making health changes, changing your habits, routines, changing jobs. And this is all because you are not operating from survival mode. Scorpio, make sure to check the comments down below to see the oracle card that you got. Sagittarius. This could be like a busy summer for you. You could be traveling around, going on adventure. And I think this could be really exciting because with Jupiter in Cancer as a Sagittarius, that was not fun. That was like being at home and having responsibilities and having duties and taking care of other people, taking care of yourself, doing the shadow work, yada, yada, yada. Jupiter in Leo is a much more fun energy for you, Sagittarius. So I think you're gonna like this. Some of you could also be pursuing a big dream that maybe you thought wasn't possible and you've been talking yourself out of. This is the type of fiery energy where we kind of have the will to go for it. We kind of have the courage to go for it. And for Sagittarius, I feel like if you want the courage to go for what you want, you need to make sure you're not being anchored down by the past decisions you've made. And this doesn't mean you have to change the decisions, but you want to make sure you don't feel regret or shame or something over them. Those emotions can be very heavy and could stop us from moving forward and from taking big leaps. This is also the time to maybe mix it up in your relationships and your one-on-one connections, like have a little bit more fun. Or if things have been feeling off, then this could be a time to renegotiate your dynamic. Like maybe you've changed and that person has changed, but maybe if you can get back on the same page, then you can sort of like renew the connection. I think for some of you, like your partner could also be going through a lot of change, a lot of healing. So maybe you just have to be a little bit more patient with them, extend some grace to them. Uranus in the 7th house can sometimes make our one-on-one connections a little angsty. And remember, this doesn't just mean one-on-one romantic partners. This could be one-on-one friendships, business partners, anybody that you are just, talking to alone on a FaceTime like this. This could apply to these types of people. And with Uranus in the 7th house, it's like there could be a lot going on, a lot of news, a lot of random sudden changes with your one-on-one connections. This is the energy of like finding out your best friend's pregnant. Unexpected shift right there in a one-on-one connection. And Sagittarius, I want to remind you that you're allowed to create, love, rest, flirt, and enjoy life. Do what lights you up. I feel like Sagittarius might also have a passion or a creative hobby or something that maybe they're ready to put out there. Maybe you're ready to monetize that, do something with it, be known for it. But the energy that I feel the most for Sagittarius is that there's a dream, like there's a goal, there's a passion that you or something is calling you. Like it is asking you to pay more attention to it, to feed it, to nurture it, to take a chance on yourself. And maybe you've been too scared. You're kind of like, that's too big of a dream. Like there's no way, like I'm the one that's going to manifest that. That's what you have to get pass. That's what this Jupiter in Cancer transit has been all about, is you kind of getting past that doubt so you can be prepared to build and manifest this big goal or dream. I feel like some of you are artists, some of you are carpenters, you're builders, you're, musicians, you're actors, something like that. Like there's something very, like hands-on with your creative, like powers almost is how I want to describe it. And the world needs it. Like you need to put it out there. You need to stop being chicken about it. That's my biggest message for Sagittarius. Check the comments down below for the oracle card that I pulled for your specific sign. Capricorn. Y'all are talking money, honey, this summer. And talking money is a very intimate conversation to have with people. That could require vulnerability and transparency. And if that's a fear for you, and if that is your blockage from you talking your way into some opportunities and to some money, then take note of that and let's work through that. While Jupiter's in Cancer, this is kind of our last time to like wrap up all the healing stuff we need to do so we can pop out when Jupiter is in Leo. But Capricorn, I just feel like you are ready to increase your financial situation. This could be a summer of investments, financial support and opportunity, healing, setting budgets, actually sticking to them. There could be changes at work. This could also be a time where you are taking care of your health. And I think you're making these changes in your daily life and in your health and in your work so that way you can sustain whatever it is that you are investing in. So you can sustain the financial situations and opportunities coming your way. Lots of healing around home, family, emotional safety, inner child, parent wounds. I think some of you might be reconnecting with your family. Maybe some of you are just creating a more peaceful environment and home space. And maybe some of you are just working on getting that nervous system, that mind, that womb out of survival mode. But something about the summer feels more grounding and peaceful for you, Capricorn. There's a lot of shadow work being done too around your confidence, around your self-esteem, your self-image. That could be directly connected to your financial situation. This could be a month where you're really realizing some deeper, like psychological, emotional charge behind overspending or scarcity mindsets, or how much abundance and blessings and peace and happiness you allow yourself to have. Do you feel safe receiving? Do you feel safe in your power? Because to hold money is to hold power. Who are you and what are you like when you hold it? That is the type of thing that you could be working through right now because the universe is getting ready to give you some blessings. And it wants to make sure it comes to you at a time where you are in an energetic alignment with it. Also to make sure you're receiving from a healthier place and you're not just going to receive to just blow it all. Ooh, Capricorn, sorry I'm yelling. Okay, let me shut up. Let me shut up. Check the comments. Check the comments down below for the love card, love oracle that I pulled for your sign specifically. I don't mean to yell. I just want you to be rich, girl. I just want you to have generational money, girl. Like, I want your children to be talking about mommy's money. How mommy's money funded this, mommy's money funded that. Okay. Aquarius. This is a fun transit for you. This could bring in new relationships, attraction, romance, partnership opportunities. And if you're in a relationship, this could bring emotional clarity, love, deepening the connection, taking it to the next level, getting back on the same page. Some Aquariuses haven't been on the same page with their partner in a hot minute. This could be a time of rekindling. And if you're single, this could be when you start dating someone new. Or if you're already dating someone, then that could be receiving more of your attention and, getting a little more spicy. I think you're flirty, you are creative, you are inspired, and I think you're kind of ready for the unexpected. Aquarius, I feel like you've let loose, and you're like, you know what? Universe, show me how good it can get. And the universe is like, yep, here you go, romantic surprise. Oh, here you go, spontaneous opportunity. Oh, here you go, new best friend. You could also be receiving more attention online because your energy is like exciting, it's playful, it's refreshing. Some of you guys could be starting like tech businesses too, writing related businesses, speaking, marketing, social media related businesses. I feel like music right now is like spiritually healing. So go see live music, go vibe at the park with the headphones on. Something about music feels like it's just a meditative thing for Aquarius. I also think you're learning to soften. If not soften, then you're kind of just like, look, I could be an intense person, or I could be a harsh person, or I could be like a lot to take in, and I don't care, and I'm not apologetic about it. But it's almost like in you not caring, like something about you softens. It's like we don't have the sword up. You're kind of just like, I'm me, and if you don't like it, whatever. But the defensive wall is not there anymore. I think you're just learning, like, you can exist as you in your weird way, and it's safe too. There's a bit of like an identity pressure point Lots of emotional intensity, truths from your past surfacing and revelations coming with that, power struggles connected to identity, relationships, confidence, personal transformation. But it's all like old, like it doesn't like impact you if you've outgrown it, and it's kind of like just bubbling up to the surface to be released. I feel like this energy is trying to just make it really clear about who you are now and who you're not anymore. Really beautiful energy for you, Aquarius. And there's like expanders coming into your life or like making themselves known. And this doesn't have to be like a one-on-one romantic person. It could be a partner, a friend, a client, a business connection. I feel like that is just a sign that expanders are coming in, okay? Aquarius, I also feel like there are expanders coming into your life. So these are people who come in and they open new doors for you. They help you build something. They bring in a new opportunity, a new idea. They encourage you. Those types of important people are coming in. And it's not always like a romantic connection. It could be platonic. It could be business, collaborations, partnerships, friendships. I keep getting this vibe of Aquarius gets a new best friend. I don't know why that keeps coming up, but it's like very beautiful because I think you've been without a bestie, some of you, for a while. I keep hearing like Aquarius on this like lone wolf journey, and you find your pack. I'll leave the oracle card that you got in the comments. Pisces, there are a lot of healing and home improvements being made, and I think Venus is bringing in this awareness to your health, your work life, your habits, your daily responsibilities, and maybe you've lost yourself in that. I think this is a time where you heal and you're starting to implement, more fun into your daily life for yourself, because sometimes, Pisces, you could have your day caught up in being everything for everyone else. That could be draining, and you're over that. So I also think there is a boundary setting era happening in June, and that's just because you're protecting your physical health, your mental well-being. I also feel like you're being really productive. Maybe you have more time on your hands this summer and you're using it wisely. Some of you could be receiving important insights about your childhood patterns, emotional needs, relationship dynamics, caregiver dynamics, and how that impacts you. This could be revealing, but also mentally freeing, and it could reshape your emotional foundations moving forward. Some of you could also be moving homes. There could be an unexpected opportunity connected to your living situation. Maybe some of you are also just like redecorating or redoing the feng shui in your home. I also feel like you're getting really responsible, and you're getting more secure and grounded when it comes to your money, your finances, your confidence, your sense of self-worth. I think you trust yourself, you trust your gifts, and you know you're here to take up space. I also feel like there's a lot of like subconscious fears or like important endings going on in your inner world. If you've been like emotionally avoiding something, or like keeping stuff from yourself, burying things from yourself, this is a transit that would reveal that, and it would heal it. It's trying to help you process this and move on. But there could be some moments where it feels a little emotionally heavy, but it only hurts for a little, and then we allow it to pass through, and then we feel better. It's the energy of like pulling out the poison. You can't leave it in there, and it might not feel good to pull it out, but you will heal if you do. And I think this is because you're entering a new and big, important chapter, and these things can't come with you. Pisces, check the oracle card that you got in the comments down below.